everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure and vehicle review. Today, we're going to look at the Spinmaster 6-inch scale Batman Ninja Strike Katana Blade Batwing and Batman figure. I got this from Amazon, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, Batman Ninja Strike Katana Blade Batwing. Pop out wings. This set should come with both a figure and a vehicle, and it should hold your 6-inch scale figures. The top, Batman Ninja Strike. The side, other side, not much going on. At the back, here's the vehicle. Looks like we have a missile and a Batman. A couple of action features there, and there's the barcode if it helps. So without further ado, let's open them up and check them out. And of course, I did get 2 of these sets. One of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that I got this figure and vehicle out of the package, here they are, laid out in front of you. Now it's the same Batman figure as the single release, just has some sort of blue paint differences. And then we have the Batwing. It is very, very small, smaller than I anticipated. But of course, when you're getting something like this for $20 for a figure and vehicle set, I mean, you don't really expect it to be something super impressive. The value here is simply unprecedented. A 6-inch scale Batman figure with several points of articulation, and a 6-inch scale Batman vehicle, which is about 12 inches big. Both these in a package for $20. That is just insane. These are aimed at kids. It's cheap, and for the price, it is absolutely outstanding. It is basic and crappy for what it is, but that's what it's supposed to be, and they did an excellent job of surpassing my expectations for the price point and what you get. You get the Batman figure, the Batwing, and a missile. Let's take a quick look at Batman. So this is Ninja Batman. He's this sort of ninja gear. The outfit is black base, and it has these sort of light blue, and almost like they're supposed to be glowing lines across his suit. Then he has blue shoulder pads and forearm armor. Got a little sort of, I don't know, skirt type thing hanging off the edge. Utility belt, but it's almost looks Japanese styled. Cloth soft goods cape, basic. Here's articulation. Head turns. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes up, goes out. Shoulder pads, a little wiggle room. Single jointed elbows with rotation. Nothing in the waist. Legs, they go out, they go forward. Knee articulation with rotation. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 at least points of articulation. Like I said, for this price, it's amazing. And then we have the Batwing here. Now the Batwing almost looks more like a little bat submarine type thing to me. A basic shape. It's got the transparent sort of lens there. Batman logo. A little fin on the back. This thing was separate in the package. Once you put it on, you can't really take it off. It's got a button to activate the action feature, which is like so. Which is kind of cool. But it still, to me, looks like it should be something for underwater. Now, of course, you kind of look at this and you're like, is Batman really going to fit in there? It looks very small. And it is small. But yes, he fits. But I don't like how his head is at the bottom and he's sort of laying on his stomach with his hands down here. Would prefer a little more traditional look. But with the size of this thing, there's really no other way to have made it work. But, of course, I would rather have the Batwing larger, him sitting in a more traditional fashion, and it costs more. But the whole point of this is something cheap to sell a lot of units, and I'm sure they will. Hell, I feel like 30 years ago when I was a kid, this thing wouldn't even be this cheap. Now it's finished taking a look at Batman. From bottom to the top of his head, standing right at 6 inches tall, which would translate to just over 15 centimeters. If you go to the top of his ears, about 6.2 inches tall. And my biggest complaints about this guy, he just seems kind of big, bulky, and kind of blocky. His articulation is pretty nice, but the James Gunn Superman 6-inch Spinmaster figures, they had a little bit better proportions. I realize Batman here is supposed to be armored, so you gotta take that into consideration. But I kind of wish these guys looked a little more like those. Still, the value It's excellent, and he's not horrible. Although the color scheme leaves a lot to be desired. Here are all 3 of the Batman figures they've made in the Ninja Strike line. The very first one is the normal Batman Ninja Strike Batman. Then this one came with the Batwing. And on the far right, this is the action feature Battle Clash version. The paint job is a little bit better on the regular one. The blue highlights just kind of make it look even less realistic. And it was already sort of looking that way to begin with. And here with some of the other figures from the line that I have. The Battle Clash, Robin, Joker, and Gorilla Grodd. Now I think there is a regular version of Robin, Joker, and Nightwing that I still need to find. Although the way they're being released and the different packaging is very, very confusing. And here, with a couple more Ninja Batman figures by SH Figuarts and Mattel. Now let's turn our attention back toward the Batwing. So, take a closer look. The plastic's fine. I mean, it looks like something I would have got from Mattel maybe 10 years ago in their Batman Missions line. That's not a bad thing. Fairly basic on the bottom. A little exhaust back here. The seat has decent sculpt. There's really nothing else going on inside of there. Of course, you've got this little missile here. And when you put it in, it makes it look, I don't know, almost worse. And I swear everything you do to this thing just makes it look more like an underwater vehicle. I feel like you should have a scuba Batman in here with his face down. Although that's going to really mess up the seats there as it seems to be exposed to the elements. And now let's check out the measurements. The package boasts that it's 12 inches, but I don't think it was that big. At least it doesn't feel like it. So from the very front to the back, about 11 inches, and honestly, if you had the missile, I guess it can easily be over 12 inches long. As far as how wide it is, about 9 inches wide. And with the wings out, it boasts about a 13-inch wide wingspan. And now for the action features. It really has about 3 things it can do. Number 1, of course, the canopy opens up, and you can see your figure inside. Number 2, you have this little button here. Pull it back, wings pop out, and actually it works really, really well. And number 3 is the missile. It also works pretty well. All this for $20 plus a figure, and it's in a scale that I like, even though they're basic and crappier than I like. 2 thumbs up. Hell, I'd give it 3 if I had another arm. And now to put the figure inside. So when I first opened this thing, I was like, what the heck? That's kind of how I want it to be, but the thing is far too small to do that. And so you gotta take your figure, take his arms, put them kind of forward, kind of like that. Get his legs into the back. And honestly, the whole thing's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's not that bad, I guess, but once you get him in there, you gotta really push him down for the canopy to be able to shut. And bam. I mean, it works. Can't really see him that good from inside of there. And I really don't like it. I just feel like it's like a little boat, submarine, underwater, little jet type thing. I think that's just what I'm going to sort of think it is in my head, in my action figure world. I don't know, it just doesn't really seem like a Batwing, but it's a really small version, and they've made things like this before. Here's a look at the Ninja Batman in the Batcave, getting ready to hop into the Batwing. Now let's check it out. Next to some other Batwings. Here's the Spinmaster 6-inch scale Ninja Strike Batwing, next to the McFarlane Superpowers Batwing, and here it is, next to the older Toy Biz 1989 Batwing. Then, with the Kenner Batman Forever Batwing, next with a Kenner Animated Series Batwing, and now with another Spinmaster Batwing. This is from the Flash movie, and this is actually 1/6 scale intended for 12-inch figures, but it actually scales up pretty good with the 7-inch stuff. And here, with the McFarlane DC Multiverse version of the same Batwing, a very impressive piece, but not as impressive as the DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Batwing. Now I wanted to see which Batman figures from different companies will fit into this thing, and I really don't expect many to. The canopy has to close for it to be able to count as fitting, and there's really no chance for a plastic cave figure to fit in there. Here's an SH Figuarts Batman figure in there, fits Absolutely no problem. Here's a Vehiicle Batman figure in the Batwing. It also works pretty nice. Here's a Mattel DC Multiverse Batman. I picked one with the cloth cape. It also works pretty good. Then, with a Mezco Batman, I took his cape off altogether as to not wrinkle it up. And it's a little rough. I think if I push him down a little further, it can be done. And then a NECA DC Direct and McFarlane Batman figure. Not a chance. So overall, it's a basic kitty 6-inch Batman and Batwing set. The figure is kind of crappy. The Batwing, kind of crappy too, but a little better than the figure. If you were to rate them sort of as is, probably worth like maybe a 4 for the figure and like a 5 for the Batwing. But if you take price into consideration, I'd say this set is an easy 8 out of 10. That is taking price into consideration. I mean, the stuff itself is basic, crappy, and kitty. But man, what a deal. Literally $20.99. Amazon Prime, free shipping for a figure and a vehicle that has numerous action features. And yeah, it doesn't look great. But the thing is, like, value of like $10. Like, that looks amazing for $10. Absolutely amazing. I don't know how they do it for that price. I would love to see what Spinmaster could do with a $20 or $30 Batwing. Oh, they could probably do some really cool stuff. But I imagine they're limited with what their license allows them to make. Still, I do think it's a cool set. I love the fact that it's 6-inch scale. And even though it's basic, man, this is so cheap, I swear. This is like 90s, 80s prices right here. Everything else is on the rise price-wise. The Spinmaster is really doing a good job of offering value and, fair quality, especially for the price. Like I said, I'd love to see what they could do with a higher price point. $20 6-inch figure, they could probably do some badass stuff. Still, it is a rough item. My overall rating is going to be probably like a 5. But their value is really high. Quality, you get what you pay for. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure and vehicle reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys real soon.